What's going on, guys? I'm here to do a part two to the John Blake conspiracy. The reason why I still call it a conspiracy is only because of what people think might happen next. And I will go discuss that later during this video. But first of all, I will start off. For those of you who thought that John Blake would be the next Batman in this film, y'all were right. I was wrong. Like I said, I have no problem saying that I'm wrong. And many of you might think that, oh, well, you should have knew this anyways, but no, I didn't. I didn't think Nolan would do something like this because Nolan has always preached about the realism that in the universe that this Batman is in. So I didn't think anything like that would happen. I was also wrong about the Bane and Batman situation. I didn't think that he was going to actually have Bane break Batman because he pretty much alternated a lot of stuff in his films. The Harvey Dent, the way that he got burned, he alternated that. He alternated the Joker's origin. He alternated Ra's al Ghul, and he alternated Bane. So I didn't think, that he would actually go to the comics and actually, literally take out the comics. I mean, that was a great decision on his part. Now, as far as this ending goes, I still do not agree with John Blake becoming Batman. I'm in some ways insulted by that. And like I said, my reason for thinking Nolan wouldn't do that is because of the whole realism thing and the whole fact that uh, this whole trilogy has been about Bruce's story as Batman. Now I know in The Dark Knight, Bruce had kind of talked about, kind of wanted to find someone as the hero of Gotham City, but he wasn't talking about it as wearing a mask, someone who doesn't wear a mask. And I know in this film, The Dark Knight Rises, he talked to Blake on several occasions. One time while they were in the cop car, he was telling him his whole idea about Batman. And then the next time when he actually saved John Blake, he was telling him that he should put on a mask to cover his identity. So I know he said all those things, but I still don't agree with that. I don't agree with the whole premise about anybody could be Batman or just the idea. I feel like if that's true that anybody could be Batman, then that means anybody can be Green Lantern. Now you might say, no, that's not true. That's the same way I feel about Batman. Destiny chose Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne did everything it took to become Batman. He went through so many situations, and the fact that he was scared of bats and all that, his fear of bats, and to become what he feared, I just don't agree with someone who was a cop for the whole movie to take the mantle of Batman. Now, his name is also Robin, so for those of you who thought his name would be Robin, y'all were correct. But I want to justify the little situation with the Robin thing. A lot of you were saying, as far as the Robin situation, a lot of you were saying as if he was going to end up suiting up as Robin, and that's not what happened. His name is just Robin because, obviously Nolan wanted to let fans know that there's a way of having like the name Robin in that universe. Like I said, the ones who thought that he would become the next Batman, you were right. I were wrong. I said it. You know what I mean? Have no problem with saying that I was wrong. Um, but like I said, I don't agree with the whole premise that anybody could be Batman. I would accept Terry McGinnis, even though he's not in this universe and should never be in this universe. I would be able to accept that more than a guy who's a cop, who hasn't put himself through anything training wise or nothing like that to become the next Batman. Now, if any of you want to make a video discussing why you feel that John Blake would be good as a next Batman or something like that in a future reference, then please make a video by all means. I will have more respect for the John Blake character, even though I still won't agree with him being the next Batman in that universe. What else do I want to say? Uh, but yeah, the whole thing about it is Okay, this is the one thing I wanted to say. If any of you make this video, do not use a don't use like a future as your like argument. Don't use the future. Use based on what you saw in The Dark Knight Rises, because that's why based on Bruce Wayne. The reason why he's picked, to be Batman is because everything he went through in Batman Begins. So that's where I'm coming from. So if you're gonna do the same thing with John Blake, use stuff from The Dark Knight Rises. Don't say like, oh, well maybe in the next saga they might show how he gets his training, because I don't want to hear that personally. I just don't. Like, use something from The Dark Knight Rises. I'll have more respect if any of you use that as an argument. Stuff that you saw in The Dark Knight Rises. But like I said, I truly feel like if anybody can quote unquote be Batman, then anybody can be Green Lantern, and that's not true because Hal Jordan was picked. He was chosen to be Green Lantern. I feel the same thing for Batman. Yeah, it's not like supernatural powers or anything, but I just feel like destiny chose him to be this guy to represent the savior of Gotham. I don't agree with some cop who came in the last movie, and yes, like I said, once again, he was a cop for the whole entire movie. So let's not act like he suited up or something at the end. Yeah, he did find the Batcave and all that, but he did not suit up at the end. Okay, so I just do not feel like that's. I just don't feel right with that. Another thing, I'm not going to do a rant on Christopher Nolan because the only reason why I was going to do a rant originally was because I thought he was going to kill off Bruce Wayne. He didn't kill off Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, obviously retired as Batman. For those of you who saw it, and so I have nothing to rant about as far as that. But I do not like the fact about John Blake trying to become the next Batman. I do not agree with that. And I've defended Nolan plenty of times, even when he changed or alternated some of the characters and like their origins. I was all for it, but I'm not for this. I refuse to be all for this. For any of you who don't like this video or who are against my opinion or whatever, that's fine. One thing I will say is I don't make these videos to try to get a bunch of subscribers or fans. I do this because I really enjoy Batman and I enjoy Bruce Wayne as Batman. That's why I grew up on Bruce Wayne being Batman. I know in the comics Robin has been Batman, or Dick Grayson has been Batman. I still don't agree with that. I just feel like it should either be Bruce Wayne or Terry McGinnis. That's it. And that's Batman Beyond if it's going to be Terry McGinnis. I do not agree with it at all. For whoever makes the Batman reboot, please do not be stupid enough to try to pick up where Nolan left off. Just wipe it clean, act as if nothing happened, or yeah, pretty much nothing had happened wherever the new universe takes place, because eventually whoever the new Batman is going to be part of the Justice League. And why would you have John Blake part of the Justice League? That's not going to happen. It has to be Bruce Wayne. So that's where I'm going with this. Um, but yeah, that's really how I feel about that. I respect whoever's opinion of them agreeing with Nolan's ending. If you feel that that was the perfect ending to have John Blake try to take the mantle up as Batman, I respect that opinion. But I also disagree with it because that's just not where I'm coming from. I've always been about Bruce as Batman and no one else except for Terry McGinnis. So I refuse to accept John Blake, a Dick Grayson, whoever, any Robin, any person, anybody else, except for Bruce Wayne or Terry McGinnis. I cannot accept them being Batman. I refuse to, because that's not what I grew up on. So that's why I'm going to leave it as that. Like I said before, if I'm ever wrong about anything, I have no problem saying that I was wrong about it. Do I still think people are crazy for even agreeing with John Blake being the next Batman? Yeah, I kind of do. Even though y'all were right, I still think y'all maybe should get tested, go to Arkham Asylum. I just do. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm being funny here, but yeah, I just do not agree with John Blake becoming the next Batman, and that's all I have to say for that. Like I said, once again, if you do make a video discussing about why do you feel that John Blake should be the next Batman in that universe, please discuss only what he did in this movie. Don't use anything from the future because we don't know what would happen in the future. I'm talking about like movie wise. So just base it off of what you saw in The Dark Knight Rises.